CPM Math 3, 1-23. For this, there are actually 6 problems within one, and for our demonstration purposes, we're only going to do A, D, and E. And as you're looking at this, problem A, we have x plus 13 times x minus 7 equals 0. Now the zero product property requires that a 0 be on one side of the equal sign so that we can set the factors equal to 0 on the other side. And so over here, to do a long version, x plus 13 would have to equal 0 in order for this equation to work. So we'd subtract 13 from both sides, and we get x equals negative 13. However, a lot of times we can mental math. We know that x equals 7. That was very messy, sorry. X equals 7 is actually kind of the shortcut here. So we know we have two solutions, x equals negative 13 and x equals 7. For problem D, we notice that we do have a binomial that has a greatest common factor. So I have a common factor of x in both of these terms. So I'm actually going to have to divide each of these by x in order to get that x out front. And then we're reverse distributive property ing here, and we are left with x minus 5 for our expression. We now have a factored expression, and we can do the same thing we did in problem A. I'm going to draw my line, and if x equals 0, we just set each piece equal to 0, each factor, and if x minus 5 equals 0, we know that the solution would be x equals 5, because 5 minus 5 is 0, and x equals 0 is 0. There we go. For problem E, we do have a trinomial, and I'm going to assume at this point it's factorable, and so we need two numbers who multiply to negative 35 but add together to be negative 2. And right away I know my factors of 35 are 7 and 5, and if I have 7 as negative and the 5 as positive, then I know that negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. So there we factor this little fella. And we do just like in problem A, where each factor, because we have the little 0 fella over here, each factor, if it is 0, then we have an accurate, and we have a solution to our equation. So x could be 7, or x could be negative 5. Done.